Ooh, what up, Kang? Gang. Welcome back to another episode of Wednesday Night SmackTalk. And we are less than 1 week removed from Royal Rumble and about 1 week removed from the Royal Rumble predictions, in which we had 1, 2, 3 high-profile matches. We had our Royal Rumble match. We had a triple threat for the Predictions Championship. And the long-awaited Mikey versus Darcy match that somehow, after Darcy was champion for almost all of the 6 months that Mikey was out, wasn't for the title. But we'll see what happened at the Royal Rumble here tonight, like we always do the Wednesday after a pay-per-view. So, I'm going to do Paul versus Sebi versus Hunter first, because if you didn't know, the two losers from that match got Royal Rumble spots. So, I'll go over the card a little bit, tell you who won that, tell you the two losers from that, then I'll tell you who won the Rumble, because that way you know who the losers are. And I was going to do that by coin flip, but you'll see here in literally about 15 seconds that it wasn't really needed. There was a loser won. There was somebody who lost very early in the night. So, yeah. Okay, so Paul versus Sebi versus Hunter. Sebi versus Hunter. Predictions Championship. Triple threat match. First match is a big decider. Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade Cien Almas, but it's just Andrade, for the United States title. This match was weird. Sebi picked Andrade to win, and Paul and Hunter both picked Humberto, who was not the favorite. But in this match, he was. Andrade did win, and we didn't really know this until after. They probably would have made some changes to their predictions. But Sebi and Hunter, that was the only pick they differed on. Even both Royal Rumbles, they both predicted the same thing. So, Sebi got it right, Hunter didn't. Hunter is loser number 1 in the Royal Rumble, and he is out of this match. So, sorry, Hunter. You wound up doing pretty decent, pretty good, but I mean, eh. So next match, Shorty G versus Sheamus. Everybody picked Sheamus. Everybody got it right. Bayley versus Lacey Evans. Everybody picked Bayley. Everybody got it right. King Corbin versus Roman Reigns. Here's one. So, Sebi and Hunter, but I'm gonna go fuck about Hunter no more. Sebi picked Corbin. Paul picked Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns did pick up the win. So, if you're following along here, Sebi was up by 1 for getting Andrade right. Now it's tied. You know, Paul likes his ties. Next, Becky versus Asuka. Becky wins. They all got that. Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan, or The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. They all got Bray Wyatt. Okay, now, here's the big thing. Those were all the regular old matches. Now it's coming down to the Royal Rumbles, which are, I mean, you think historically it would be hard to predict considering it's 30 people, but for the KKPL, it's fairly, it comes down to a few people usually. So, the Women's Royal Rumble match. Sebi and Hunter, which, you know, they both picked the same thing. Sebi picked Shayna Baszler, who was the runner-up in the match. Paul picked Charlotte, who picked up the victory by eliminating Shayna. So, Paul up by 1 against Sebi right now. Going into the main event of the evening, the men's Royal Rumble match. Paul picked Drew McIntyre, and Sebi picked Roman Reigns. And Drew McIntyre eliminated Roman Reigns to win the match. That's right. Sebi picked the runner-up in both matches. Paul picked the winner in both Royal Rumble matches. And Paul, your champion, has retained his predictions championship. Quite well, I may add. He only got one wrong, and it was one that he really should have got right. But he didn't. But he got both Rumbles right, and he got everything right except for Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade. And Sebi did pretty damn good himself. He only, I believe, got Roman Reigns versus King Corbin wrong in the two Rumble matches, which it's kind of hard to predict. Like I said, it's not, but at the same time, you can understand getting those wrong. Sebi only got 3 wrong. Paul, meanwhile, was like, nah. Just gonna get 1 wrong. And Hunter got 4. So, retaining is Paul. He did send me a little celebratory promo, as the winners do when it's this time of week, when it's this time of the month. Yeah. So, enjoy.
You smell that? It's not my armpits. It's the smell of victory. Did you really think that I was going to lose the Royal Rumble? Yep. Even that guy down there knows that I wasn't going to lose. And what do you know? Was one... Yeah, I know. It was one botched call that cost me the Rumble. Oh. Uh-oh. No, they can't have the match end this way. Signal! Oh, come on. No! No! Oh, they didn't hear the signal! Boo! Well, we'll just have to have better signals. And we're not going to say why the call was botched, but yeah, we really don't want to talk about signals being made, especially a Minute Maid, which is where the Royal Rumble was held. But yeah, needless to say, I won. Could have been a sweep, but it wasn't. Didn't get your Swiffers out. It was good. But anyway, going forward, I'm still your champion. I'm still winning. Yay! Still winning. And you know what? I think that it is a shame that I no longer have a tie as my record. It was pretty, as my friend Eric would say, pretty epic. But yeah. Don't have that anymore, so maybe we try to rack up as many wins as possible, because you know that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm going to do. That will be what I'm doing and what I did and what I does. Word. So it doesn't matter who you are, because I will take your challenge and I will beat you. Doesn't matter if you're Betty Crocker. Doesn't matter if you make anything from Rumpelstiltskin socks, a little fuzzy fro hat, and you got your little fist that are like, yeah, I'm an Andrade fan, but then no, I'm not an Andrade fan. I'm this guy. Shh. For all I care, you could be Magneto. You could be Mr. Fishbowl. Ooh, Mr. Spooky. I've got all kinds of secret things going on in here. Echo. Yeah, you could even be Mr. Safety Man. I care about my animals. Yeah. Doesn't matter who you are. I'm going to take your challenge and I'm going to eat you and spit you right out. Because I'm a win. That's right. He knows it too. He's been talking all kinds of stuff. I think he's talking to... Yeah? Which one? That one, huh? No. KENSHIN just called out BUFFY. Better bring your A game, son.
Congratulations on your victory, Paul. We'll have to see who your next challenger is for, I believe, I don't know what it's called, but Unnamed Saudi Show come late February. Now, moving on to the Royal Rumble match. See, now we have Sebi as loser number 2, Hunter as loser number 1, and the rest of us we already had. So I won't list all the numbers because it's too time consuming. Yeah. But the winner of the Royal Rumble, as I already stated, was Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre came in at the number 16. Which means, out of all 6 people in our Royal Rumble match, we all had 5 numbers. So whoever had the number 16 won the match. And your winner of the 2020, I believe, 3rd annual KKPL Royal Rumble match is... I was going to do a drum roll, but no. It's too important. Me! Of course I won. I'm a golden god. Come on. It was going to be either me or Joe. Come on. Yeah, number 16. I had the number 16 spot. You know, a fellow Scotsman like Drew McIntyre knew that he had to pick up the win for little old me. So that's right. I won the Royal Rumble match. Your humble host, your golden god, is going to the main event of WrestleMania to face, well, I don't know, because we got 2 pay-per-views, but I'm facing somebody for that KKPL title, and I'm going to win that. You know, just a few years ago, I won that title at a WrestleMania, my only championship win. But I tend to win when the stage gets grand and the lights are shining down upon me. I tend to win. So we'll have to see what happens in a few months' time at WrestleMania. But I think we already know what will. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody else in the match, especially Joe. I believe Joe had 2 in the final 5, including the returning Edge at number 21, who finished top 3, and Sebi had Roman Reigns, so I'm not sure what number he was, but I remember Sebi had him, so there you go. Who finished 2nd, the runner-up. But number 16, Drew McIntyre, finished 1st. He won the Rumble. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to me, because I'm moving on up. Not to the east side, because that doesn't make any sense. If you're moving up, why would you be going side to side? Fucking Jefferson's theme song. Alright, now, I know I'm going a little long here, but I had to celebrate and everything. So, last match, Mikey Cars versus Darcy. A golden god versus a turd. A just legitimate shit stain on this company. So, who won the match? Let's go through it. They both picked Andrade. They both got it right. They both picked Sheamus. They both got it right. They both picked Bayley. They both got it right. Mikey picked Roman. Darcy picked King Corbin. Mikey got it right. Mikey up 1. Next. My favorite, quite possibly my favorite prediction of the year. Becky Lynch versus Asuka. Mikey picked Becky. And if you remember, we did a little Joker's trick on the man himself, Darcy. And kind of played with his mind and kind of forced him to pick Asuka. And he picked Asuka. And he got it wrong. Becky Lynch won the match. Mikey up 2-0 here. I mean, it's not 2-0, but in differing picks. Next, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. They both picked Wyatt, both got it right. So, if you're paying attention here, there's only 2 matches left. The Royal Rumble matches. Darcy has to get both right to even tie with Mikey. Darcy is... When we were watching this, Darcy was scared out of his mind at this point. He was so upset. And the women's Royal Rumble match kind of hinged on Asuka winning the belt earlier on the night against Becky for Darcy, because he picked Kairi Sane and Mikey picked Shayna Baszler. Well, the Women's Rumble happened before Becky Lynch versus Asuka for one. So, but Kairi could win, then Asuka could win, so it doesn't really matter for him. But Asuka didn't win. Neither did Kairi Sane. And Shayna didn't win either. But that doesn't matter. There's only one match left, and there's no statistical way that Darcy can win. In the last match, men's Royal Rumble match, Mikey picked Roman Reigns, got it wrong. Darcy picked Brock Lesnar. Of course he got it wrong. So, your winner, of course, everybody knew it was going to happen. Your winner finally being able to face Darcy. While it wasn't for the title, he had to go for him. He couldn't think straight anymore. He's been having restless nights. I've been waking up next to him every night, and he's been saying, I gotta face Darcy King. I gotta get past it. I can't think of this anymore. I'm having nightmares. And then I tell him to suck his thumb and go back to sleep, and he does. But he's finally beaten them. And now he's happy. So here's a celebratory promo from Mikey. Enjoy!
Hello everybody, this is Mikey Carbs, your favorite person in the KKPL, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a little bit something. This isn't going to be a Manga Wednesday like I did last week or 2 weeks ago, but I will talk about my match with Darcy. I don't know if there was much to talk about. I knew he was a bum. I treated him like a bum. He predicted like a bum. I don't know why I expected anything different. I gave up my championship opportunity to face this bum. I was so focused on him, and he proved to be exactly what he is, a bum. I don't know why everybody else couldn't beat him. I don't know how he became champion for so long. I come back my first match, and he's defeated like a bum. So I don't even really want to talk about that bum anymore. I want to talk about something a little bit happier. I guess that, it was kind of a number one contenders match between me and Darcy. I don't know why he even deserved it, but it was a number one contenders match. So I guess everybody's going to be expecting me to go for the championship. Well, you expected wrong. You see, the Golden Gods is more than just a faction. We're a family. And I don't know if you realize, Mr. Kangaroo won the Royal Rumble. So he's going to be facing the champion at WrestleMania. I don't want to have any conflict with that. I'm just going to take a back seat. I waited 6 months for a championship opportunity. I'll step back a little bit. I can wait a little bit. I don't need the championship to know I'm the greatest. So I want Kang to get it. I don't think Kang's really had a championship opportunity in the past. He's always put others before him. So it's time for me and others to put him before us. So I don't know what that entails. I think that maybe with the Golden Gods, Freebird, New Day rule, that maybe I'll sneak in as the tag team champion, but that's not really my thing. I don't need to have that. We're all champions together in this faction. So no, I will not use my number one title or my number one contendership opportunity to face the champion, currently Paul, futurely Kang, because I want Kang to have it. I don't want to have to go against him, because obviously the next pay-per-view I would beat Paul, and then Kang would have to face me, and then what fun is that? So let Kang have it. I want him to have it. I don't even want to interfere with that. So that's really about it. I don't really have much else to say besides Darcy's a bum. I'm a champ. Kang's a future champ. Joey's a tag team champ. Lou is the champ you haven't heard from in a while, but he's still a champ. And Darcy's a bum. Smooches.
Mikey, thank you. Thank you humbly, graciously, that you would kind of let me step in the spotlight here and forego your should-be opportunity by now. It should have happened at the Rumble, and now, I mean, it should happen definitely. But thank you for letting me step up for the Golden Gods this time. And I would very much like you to fill in my place on the tag team with Joe, our brothers. I would very much like you to do that for me, and I would be just honored if a KKPL Hall of Famer and a Golden God would think to take my space and help bring prestige to these tag team titles as Joe and I have tried for well over a year now. Thank you. So, we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen, because you've heard me celebrate, you've heard Paul celebrate, you've heard Mikey celebrate, but you haven't heard anything from the losers, which you usually don't. You know, history is written by the winners, and winners usually celebrate here every pay-per-view reaction video. But I did get sent in a video by a loser, and that loser is Sebi, and he had he had some really important things to say. He had a bet to lay out, so there you go.
So, the Royal Rumble just happened. And there are a lot of thoughts going through my head about what happened at that event. And I can say that I am not bitter about, losing at that pay-per-view, as I feel like I did a good job, but not a good enough job, as Paul went 7-1. And that's no feat that anybody in this league can just do on a whim, okay? 7-1 is a champions type number, okay? 7-1 is the kind of thing you would expect from a champion. And that established whether or not Paul is a true champion or whether or not that Money in the Bank cash was a fluke, okay? It was no fluke. Now, when people ask me, what are you planning on doing beyond this loss? What are you planning on doing to get back from this? I'm saying, I just want to face Paul again. I mean, I feel like that's the next step for me. When looking at, some of the other people in the league, I feel like I have the best shot at facing him at the next event, which is in Saudi Arabia, and beating him there. I mean, I almost beat Lou in Saudi Arabia, and, Darcy happened, but whatever. So, I feel like I have a good shot at facing Paul and beating him for that title. And Paul, don't worry about whether or not I deserve it or not, because you're going to want to hear what I have in store for implications in that match. Now, I thought about through and through about whether or not you would want to face me or not again, and you probably would not, because you'd be like, oh yeah, I already faced him, I already faced Hunter, get those dudes out of the way, let me find another competitor to face. And sure, I don't blame you for that, mindset. But I want to face you again. And so you would be willing enough to face me. I thought of a little wager we could do. So, if I win, I get the title from you. Simple as that. Nothing else except I become your champion. But, if you were to win, Paul, then I have a little challenge that I would have to do live on the KKPL. I would have to do a feat that no other predictor has gone before. For those who watch the KKPL, and for those who have watched it for a little bit, you may know me as the person who ate a very hot pepper, threw up on here, and basically just turned my insides out in order to prove my will against Mikey. And some of you who are more inside on knowledge in the KKPL know I recorded myself drinking barbecue milk twice. Both times I ended up throwing up, but whatever. So, those two challenges, I thought, you know what, let's combine the two. So, if I were to lose against you, Paul, at the next event, I would have to eat a hot pepper and then chase it down with barbecue milk. Now, I'm putting this on the line, and I am hoping that you accept this. And sure, if you don't, you can keep your championship and I don't have to turn my insides out. But that's not the results I want, okay? I want that championship more than anything else in this world, okay? That championship is the most coveted prize, not only in internet history, but in the entire world history, okay? So, the way I see it is this. I am willing to wager my well-being in order to get that prize, okay? And sure, if you win, you can laugh up all you want at me killing myself. But this only gives me more motivation to be able to win against you. You see, if I had to choose between beating you and getting that championship or dying, I'm probably going to choose winning against you, so I have no other choice but to beat you. You know? So, you know what? Give it some time. We got at least like a month or so until the actual event starts or whenever, you know, the actual predictions for it need to begin. So, take your time on deciding it, but just to let you know, I am willing to do anything to get that title off of you. Bet.
So, Sebi wants to challenge Paul for the title yet again. But this time there's some steaks, or some barbecue on the line. I guess we'll have to see next week what Paul says to that challenge. So make sure to tune in. But as for now, that's it for Wednesday Night SmackTalk. Thank you for watching. And check out the Patreon. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notification bell. All that good old shit that everybody has to say for you to do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm the Royal Rumble winner, motherfucker. I'm main event in WrestleMania.
THANKYOU. Thank you. Thank you. THANKYOU.